a Facebook not refuses, but yeah, could not, blah, blah, blah. So here I am. Wonderful. It is Friday. It is 2 o'clock in the Eastern time zone, and it's May Day, Beltane, Labor Day, International First Responders Day. I think it's a whole lot of different days, but mostly it's May Day. And that's really quite exciting to me because it is a day, I don't think there are any others, but it's a day that actually has a card in my deck because the hawthorn is very connected with May Day. It's my card number 25, which is about community and growth and expansion coming together to provide teachings, which is just delightful. I really like that. And I didn't draw it from the pack. I went in and looked for it and pulled it out. Hey Tara, to be the community reading for today because May Day is a really, really important day in the calendar. We're halfway between a solstice and an equinox, or an equinox and a solstice, I do believe. Lots of, hey Tara, absolutely, I will pull you a card. Your Mayday card, as we, did you know that Mayday, um, one of the rituals and traditions is around dressing wells and water sources. I just really wished I could go to the store and get some flowers to wrap around my taps, but I couldn't, so I didn't. All right, card for Tara. Okay, for you I have, oh, how nice. I have number 3, which is a number of creativity and inspiration, and it's sort of an outside of the box kind of energy with 3, stuff that comes to you, you know not from where. Wasn't logical, but it arrived and it was good. And this suggests that there are resources coming to you that you're not sitting waiting for. Something wonderful is going to happen for you, Tara. I'm so happy. Hey, Scott. Um, so yes, this picture of a forest floor that looks like litter and debris and nothing very wonderful. Of course, it's all leaching its nutrients out into the world, and this moss has managed to put down its little thready roots. And well, isn't that nice? So that cushiony, and of course it's green because it can in fact photosynthesize. It's able to take from what light is, create something wonderful, and be part of that transformation from the so-called litter and so-called dead leaves, converting them into something else. So there's something something headed your way, Tara, that it's not on your list of things you're expecting, but it's coming and it will be good. I do believe that. Absolutely. All right, so a card for Scott. I hope you can't hear. I've got the window open behind me and something is dripping. It's been raining. It maybe it's still raining, but it's definitely dripping. So there's sort of a drum beat behind me. Okay, for Scott on May Day. I have, oh dear, you've had this before and this is your life. This is this is delay. Delay. This is it would be nice if it was chocolate. Um, I think you pulled this a couple of sessions ago. This came for you. We talked about the fact that those rose hips are sufficiently frozen that they won't even feed the waxwings and Anybody who comes by, they're too hard. There's waiting involved for this, for the thaw to come, and before, lots and lots of resources, but completely unusable. And if I understand correctly, that's kind of where a lot of a lot of workplaces, and particularly yours, I think that's where they're at. So I'm sorry, there's no relief right now. It's a whole lot more. Yeah, you have had it before, and I guess this is a circumstance that still persists. So yeah, more of the same for a while. I'm so sorry. Hey, Jen Banks, how good to see you. I just realized I hadn't sent you a specific notice just for you. I was going to go out and do that. Yes, yes, you have had that before. Thank you. So, Jen, let me know if you'd like me to draw a card for you. And so, Tara, I don't know if I know whether you're working from home or if you're required to attend someplace. Whatever you're doing, I hope it's working for you. Okay, yes, you're here. Okay, getting funny flashing screens from all over. Yes, Lord grant me patience, but do it right away. That's completely understandable. Well, yeah, I have. I've been reading a little bit around Beltane celebrations, decorating wells, celebrating our water sources, which is a nice thought. And not well. I've got water dripping behind me. Um, the other thing that used to be done in ancient Europe, or slightly more ancient than we are now, was to light two big bonfires and drive the cattle through in between them. And that was supposed to shift them from one state to another and get rid of whatever negative energies got to be burnt off, which is rather a lovely thing, I think. All right, so you're working from home, Tara. Jen's gone to get her headphones. All right. May is, the numerology for May is different from April, of course, otherwise I wouldn't have a job. Um, this month, it's going to be a lot of things coming to their conclusions, and I think that's not going to be a great shock to anybody who's here. Okay, yes, I am going to pull a card for Jen. Absolutely. I'm glad. I hope you can hear me well now. Good, good, good. All right. So I am pulling for Jen. Who is probably closer to fire than to water on this May Day because she's in Utah. Oh, nice. Jen, this is perfect. This is the very inspired and connected instruction to play. The mallow plant, it's the root of the mallow that was originally used to create marshmallows because they grew in kind of wet, soggy ground. Um, and goodness knows marshmallows, not your serious high nutrient kind of food. So this is an image that connects us with camping and campfires and s'mores and being with nature, being with our own human nature and that desire to play. I I keep quoting the statistic that children of 6 laugh 300 times a day, and adults laugh on average 16 times a day. So have a laugh now, and then you have one down and a lot more to go, and a real need that we all have. And I think because I know that you're isolating at home. As we're spending time alone, that's one of the things we're missing, is the chance to laugh with other people. Nancy, so good to see you. Hello, Laurie. So finding reasons, and whether that's with Zoom conversations, with watching comedies on Netflix, whether it's whatever it is, finding places to do things that make us laugh, things that bring back that childlike sense of joy in life. And the three, of course, is about being a portal for inspiration and moving you towards inspired action. Zero is all of everything, and they're coming together, keeping you in that place of inspiration, which feels natural and feels good. And it's like play. There's no struggle when we're in connection and alignment. Life is not a struggle. So I hope that makes sense. Nancy, of course I can draw for Stan. I can draw for you too if you wish. I hope Stan is doing okay. All right, so it's good evening to Nancy, I think. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, Stan's card is this one. And this is looking forward in the month. And we have exploring. We've got it's a bramble vine that took off across an unused driveway and went going where we have not gone before. Hello, Carlos. Um, I don't know if he's. I know. Yeah. So going where he hasn't gone before. That's not going to be a lot of taking a coach trip to Italy. I know that. Um, but there's something new and novel for Stan. The three is inspiration. The two is community, and they're coming together in an energy of expansion. So, okay, you're saying that's great. You maybe know better than I do what that's all about. Um, okay, I Lori, you said yes. Does that mean you want a card? And Nancy, if you would like one for you as well as for Stan, I'm perfectly good with that. And I don't know who else came in. It's really rather fun. Okay, Laurie, yes. Carlos, if you would like a card. Linda! Hello, Linda. Linda in Colorado. If you'd like a card, let me know in the comments. And I will draw for you. If you can't find the comment box, come out of full screen, because sometimes that's where it disappears. Okay, I'm going to draw now for Lori, for an energy that is with her going forward into May. Happy May Day, everybody. Joyous Beltane. Okay. Okay, for Lori, I'm getting hi. Um, okay. For this is for Lori. Is that I am? Yes, Lori. This is the community card, 2, which is the number of relationships, and the white clover, the trefoil that is we see little communities of clover that grow within other ground covers and in the middle of the lawn sometimes where they're not wanted, but they cling to each other and create community among themselves. The 3 leaves are can be symbolic of that body, mind, and spirit trinity. And when we come together, it's different parts of ourselves that connect with different parts of other people in the community. The other thing I love about the clover, it's so like a shamrock. And the idea of the Irish community in diaspora all around the world, they find each other. And when I was a new immigrant out west, my parents coming from England, we found a group called the Loyal Society of St. George, where English people used to get together. And I think a lot of us have community wherever it is that we are, and whatever it is that we're using as an identifier, there is a community for us. And right now we're finding community even online. I'm using Zoom a lot and meeting new people, which is really unusual, because when I can go out, I go to the cinema, sit in the dark, and come away. Now I'm at home, and the other night I got to watch Melissa Etheridge live with a bunch of other people who we could talk about it afterwards and between songs. So very different, very new ways of enjoying community nowadays. And I hope that makes sense to you. Laurie. Okay. Who said? Jen says that's a perfect card. I'm glad. And Nancy, I'm going to be really rude, and I'm going to draw for Heidi first because she has to go almost right away. So Heidi for the month of May. Heidi, hi. Oh my. All right, I'm just gonna put that there and leave it there, and look at the 3 is about inspiration. It's about energy flowing from the cosmos to you. The 1 is about your central identity, and they're coming together being really practical, which I guess when we have to be 6 feet apart, there's a whole lot of practicality going on. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you're still here, because I get it that you're here for not a long time. All right. Okay. So that was yours. Okay, Laurie, I'm glad that makes sense. And you're Irish. I love it. I love it. The words come through. That's so good. Okay, so the next person who asked was actually Nancy. So it's going to be Nancy, then Linda, then Carlos. So we're on this. Okay, for Nancy. For Nancy. For Nancy. Oh, okay. So the card is Synthesis. This is a really neat card. It's about having to draw things from a lot of different places and create something coherent out of it. These bramble. That's interesting that Stan got the bramble vine spreading in the earlier part of the year, and you've got the fruiting of the same plant. That's very interesting. They're here. There's some that are just barely white. They're only just actual fruits. They're certainly not terribly edible. But we've got pale ones and pink ones and peachy ones and purple ones and all the way through to black ones. So it's a real variety of, and whether that's because I don't know what you're doing right now, but if you're looking at gathering information from different organizations because you need to create a website or a leaflet or some form of education for other people, that you're going and you're finding things from very different sources, and you're the one who's synthesizing something that can be shared and will make sense for other people. The 1 is your central identity, Nancy. The 5 is the energy of growth and expansion, adapting and adjusting, that goodness knows we're all doing at the moment. And they're coming together as a 6, which is the number of service. So whatever it is that you're doing, people are watching and learning. People are over their cup of noodles are saying, well, Nancy did it like this, and I think I can too. So a really, really important example that you're setting as you go about your business. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So, Linda, Linda in Colorado, thank you so much for being here. You're next. Oh, Heidi got frozen. That's really a shame. All right, that's interesting that she can't give me feedback. All right, so Linda in Colorado. I saw the bottom card, so I'm going to move it so that I don't know it. All right. For Linda. Wow, this is the card that was on the bottom. That's amazing. I moved it. I took it out of the middle. Evidently, it's your card. All right. So 5, May being the 5th month, lots of 5 energy. The number of forward motion, of adjustment and adaptation, of expansion, of under normal circumstances, it's a number that often brings travel into somebody's life and the need to be somewhere else. And for people who are not physically traveling, it can be about, reading a book that moves your mind from one place to another, and having insights, or I guess reading blogs, or learning something, doing online courses, but expanding where you're at. We can't do anything that we haven't imagined doing. So being in this time that we're by ourselves, it's a really good time to think about how we've used imagination to limit ourselves, because I can't possibly cross the street because all these dreadful things might happen. Um, that's imaginary, because I'm not crossing the street right now. That's purely just a thought form. As compared to, oh, I imagine if I crossed the street, I would find a $20 bill on the sidewalk. Different. I'm still sitting here. I still haven't crossed the street, but I'm going to get 2 different kinds of vibration coming from that. So letting your imagination work to feed your long-term view, and uh, what the results are that you're looking for further down the line. Now is the time to sit and be quiet, listen to your inner wisdom, feed it with information if that's what it's calling for, and progress will be inevitable. Five progress is a really good label for the number 5. So I hope that made sense to you, Linda. Okay, Carlos is next, and then Andrea, I believe. Okay, so if you're here and I've missed you, let me know again, because now I've scrolled down and I'm not seeing all of the names. And if you're here and you can't figure out how to comment, come out of full screen, because some browsers eat the comment box, I am told. And whoops. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm shuffling for Carlos, even without deciding it. One has jumped out. Yeah, it's your card, Carlos. This is the number 23. So this is a combination of community. 2 is about relationships, and that's all of them. That's home and work and community relationships. And 3, which is the place where inspiration comes through, where new ideas and new concepts. Oh my. I think, and they're adding together into a 5, which again, we're back at that growth and adaptation and movement. And I'm thinking, what I want to say about the complexity of your life right now is that community, that 2 energy, the community that nurtured you and grew you, taught you a whole lot of things about what it meant to be a man in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. And it gets really complicated, because that doesn't always work in 2020. So getting quiet and allowing new learning to come in for you, allowing the inspiration to make itself present, and then putting it with your past, with your, I know you've got the best heart ever. I love you completely. Putting that together into a place where you can grow past the complexity, where you can make choices to hack off whichever of these branches are not serving the vine anymore, I think is, that's a really cool card for you, Carlos. If you had said pick a card from the front for me, that's the one I would have gone, well, maybe not, but you know, that's kind of how it goes. Interesting. All right. So for Andrea, oops, Andrea, who else is here? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Nancy, you say it's been freezing, and I'm really sorry about that. Somebody else said that too. Um, it is recorded and it's here on the page. You can come and watch it another day. I don't know if that's a function of bandwidth or Facebook or what it is, but yes, I am really really sorry. It oh dear, Linda's is going bad too. Okay, so it's not your house, Nancy, because it's far away from you. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. Another Linda, different Linda. Evidently, the feed is not so good today. I apologize. It's kind of out of my control. All right, I am looking for a card for Andrea. Andrea's card is in here. Is this one? Oh, I can see where this might be true. Okay, so number 10, self-awareness. One is that place where the central identity. Oh, I'm really sorry about the feed. Um, where Andrea lives, that thing that is Andrea, whether your hair is pink or purple or all chopped off, it's still Andrea, the spirit. The zero is the totality of all that is, and they come together and just inform the fact that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And the idea of self-awareness, I know your life is completely upended right now, and examining the nature of your identity and the just becoming aware of who you are. I know you very much identify with your job. That is who you are, that is what you do. And being obliged to then shift how it gets done and where it gets done will be, logically enough, causing you to question some of the aspects of how how you are, who you are, and becoming aware of the things that are not that, and hopefully embracing them too, because I know you're awesome whether you're involved in them or not. And I would think maybe there's been some um, underestimating the other parts of your life, and this is a reminder